Welcome back, guys, to your Tuesday mini-sode series on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. This is a dose for the soul where I give you guys a deeper look into my soul and you guys will know what I am present with. All right, so it's Tuesday. We are back, and I know I always say this is going to be short and sweet, but I promise this is really going to be short and sweet. Like me. Psych. All right. So there's a little something I wanted to leave on this mic today on this mini-sode number 47. 47. And 47 is actually a very special number to me, guys. And maybe one day I will go a little bit into more detail, or maybe on this week's episode on Thursday. Who knows? Make sure to come back. But I did want to be able to bring to the table a little something here. There is this thing that happened. And that thing is, you guys ever heard the phrase, the grass is not always greener on the other side? Well, I'm definitely seeing that. I'm definitely experiencing that now. And because I keep it all the way raw with you guys, and I always have and I always will, I want to be able to share a little confession with you guys. So I have definitely shared with you guys here on this platform before the whole journey, the whole story. Well, maybe not in full detail, but I've definitely let you guys in on this a little bit, a deeper look into my very corporate America soul. And I've told you guys a little bit of just what I've experienced there, the place where I left, and just not being valued, or the disrespect, or being belittled, or being basically told I wasn't good enough, right? And let me be very clear on this. I am not experiencing that now. However, guys, like everything else in this world, there is nothing ever perfect. Just as much as there's never anyone perfect, right? Nothing nor anyone, right? There's always going to be something or someone that, as much as we could find all the beauty in things of them and the positive things of them and what have you, right? All this greatness, like there's always going to be a flaw or two, right? I say this to say, to be experiencing recently a little bit of a revelation, right? That by no means was I ever expecting anything new to be perfect. Okay. I was not expecting that at all. Except if it's going to be a new man. No, I'm joking, guys. I'm taking that back. Haha. Just kidding. Like my amazing coworker says. Kidding. Anyway, but I have been able to see how, another person can be experiencing something completely different from what I'm experiencing, right? I've been able to notice that, and I've been able to see clearly, not a secret, of course, like we all have different perceptions of things. We all have different understandings of things, right? What I'm able to see in one person does not guarantee that everyone else is going to be able to see that, and vice versa, right? And I wanted to bring this to the table because the truth is the grass is not always greener on the other side, right? There are things that I have actually, and I hate to admit this, but I'm going to admit it, right? Of all the negative experiences that I've had prior to this new professional journey of mine, there have been some experiences and all the negativity that I've been able to learn so much from, that I have been able to take with me, that I've been able to build a certain skill set now, which is basically, peeping when someone's completely full of shit. But I've been able to do that now. Something that before I was not necessarily my forte is definitely something that I've been able to do now. I've been able to spot certain things, certain characteristics. I've been able to pay attention to things that people say a little differently now. And I'm not talking about overthinking. I'm not talking about overdoing it with the analysis, or looking too deep into stuff, or analyzing it too much, or just like looking for that in between the lines shit. Like, no, I don't mean that. I mean real things, like real characteristics of a person. When they're saying a specific comment, I no longer just listen to the comment that's being said. I'm paying attention to how they're saying it, what tone this thing is being said, how was their posture, what was their face like, the facial expressions, right? Because, we're all wearing masks these days. So now I really got to pay attention to in which direction are those eyes moving? Are they even looking at me in my eyes? And I wanted to bring this to the table because the reality is, whether this is in our professional life, whether it is in our personal life, whether it is even with our partners, y'all, our partners, right? There's so much we could tell about how everyone is feeling in a moment. There's so much we could tell about how everyone is feeling towards us. There's so much we could tell just by our own body language, how we are truly feeling about any given situation or any person. And we are not always, it's not that we're hiding it. It's not that we're trying to act like everything is okay. It's that sometimes we're not even that self-aware. It's that sometimes we're not even aware of our surroundings, of our environment and the people around us to even peep shit like that. To peep anything that, nowadays we call, oh, that was shady. Oh, that was shade. He threw shade at you, or she threw shade. It's more than just shade. It's more than just someone being shady. Just like, it's more than just a joke. Just kidding. No, there's always some truth to things, right? It's always more than just shade. It's always more than people trying to be, that was foul, to say something foul to you. It's more than just that. And I wanted to talk about just paying that much attention to be able to identify that while nothing in this world is perfect, right? The grass is not always greener on the other side. That there's always going to be faults and flaws. That there's always going to be a if and also a but. There's always going to be a yeah, all of this is great, but if this, there's always going to be that little bit of a hesitation when you're able to peep that something or someone is not entirely perfect. I think what I'm trying to say really is that I've embraced the fact that this new grass I'm stepping onto may not be so entirely greener. It's definitely a different shade of green. I'll tell you that much. It definitely doesn't hurt that much to walk a little barefoot on this one. It's definitely a little bit more comfortable, right? It still feels comfortable. I'm able to walk right through it. I'm able to still have a seat in some parts of it, some parts of this grass. I'm able to not necessarily, spot any areas and be like, ooh, I'm not stepping on that. No. I'm up for a challenge still. And I think in reality, that is how we should look at certain things, certain environments that we step into sometimes. Just as much as we should know when we should remove ourselves from environments, I think we should also know when an environment of the category of the grass, when we know that's the environment we're stepping into, that we're not afraid of it. That we're not afraid to step into it barefoot or with shoes. That we're not afraid. Shit, some of us even take the walk in heels. And some of us get sometimes a little scared, like, oh, fuck, I'm going to slip. Nah, it's all right. The heel ain't going to go all the way in. It's okay. Everything's good. It's about taking a walk on the riskier side. It's about taking your chances. It's about knowing and being aware of that environment, of the people around it, of yourself. It's about being able to accept all the greatness in it and then all the not so great, right? It's about what we learned from that last grass we stepped foot on, that we walked through. That was probably a little painful, which is why we got off of it, right? It's about all of that, being able to sustain yourself and stay in a place and a time and a moment and walk it through, just all the way through. And by no means is there any regrets of any new journeys here. But there was a little bit of an aha moment. It was a little bit of, y'all, I've been having a lot of aha moments this week. Y'all come back on Thursday. You're going to hear about a whole other aha moment. It was disturbing, completely disgusting, but it was still a dope conversation. And I think that one of the things I'm choosing now, in an effort to embrace this green grass on this side now, is to really just learn the walk that's going to be so fitting for this new grass for this new environment, the walk that's going to be able to take on all those challenges, regardless of the shoes I'm choosing to wear. Regardless that even if I do choose to take these shoes off, I'm still going to stick it through and I'm still going to walk. Because let's face it, who likes to walk barefoot on grass? I don't. Shoes or no shoes is uncomfortable, but I do it. I'm choosing to do it. I'm choosing to face it. I'm choosing to fuck with it and to rock with it. It's about that. And I wanted to leave you guys with that message. I wanted to leave you guys with the messaging of observing your environment, observing the times you're in, being aware of it, knowing, as you continue to shift, right? Because these seasons are changing. So are we? Are our times changing? Hint, hint, guys, come back on Thursday so you can listen to that conversation. As everything is shifting and changing and adjusting, and we're welcoming a new season here, right? How's everything else flowing for us? How are we flowing with the times? How are we flowing with it all? If it gets a little cold, we put on a jacket, don't we? Is our life adjusting accordingly? I hope I left you guys with a really good message here for you to self-reflect a little bit. Shoot me a DM. Let me know how you guys are looking at the grass these days. Let me know how is the environment for you these days. And yeah, as always, guys, this is a Dose for the Soul, your Tuesday mini-sode series on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast with your favorite host, Misty. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.